G'day guys, this is Captainoob here, and this is the AUG, a highly customizable standalone mod weapon that you can get for the PC and the Xbox One, I believe. So let's get straight into the attachments here. So first of all, with the receivers, you've got the A1 receiver, which requires you to chuck on an integrated scope and rail system, or the A2 receiver, which is there, and you get the rails included with it, so we'll definitely chuck that on. Next up, we've got the A1 barrel, the A2 barrel. These things do absolutely nothing, so I'm not sure what's the point of these things. Probably to supplement the receiver if you put it on, but we've already got the A2 on, so we don't need to fix the barrel up. Now, the magazines, we've either got a 30 round magazine or a 60 round magazine. We'll go for the 60 round magazine because ammo capacity is always a good thing. For the muzzles, we've got a whole range of suppressors to choose from. None of these do anything different in terms of stats, so it's just a cosmetic sort of decision you want to make here. And we'll just go ahead and chuck on that one, whatever. I have no idea what this is in real life, but it looks kind of cool, so we'll chuck it on. Now for the sights, we get a choice of either glow sights or iron sights. We'll chuck on the glowies, why not? But if we want, we can chuck on a scope instead, so we'll go ahead and maybe an EOTech scope. If the gun will show up, that would be great. There it is, okay. So with the EOTech sight there, probably not much use for the glow sights down there, so we might as well just lop them off. And we'll move on. So, the skin, you can change the skin of this weapon, so right now it is probably looking at the default skin, which looks fine enough, but if you want to switch this thing's colors up, we'll go ahead and chuck on, let's see, what's cool here? Screw it, this one looks good, fine, we'll chuck that one on. That looks kind of cool, I suppose. Now, you can chuck on a hand grip if you want to. I definitely will, because it makes it look like a little bit more of the Battlefield 4 and 3 type AUG, so that's definitely what I want to put on. And you get a choice between a laser sight and a flashlight. We'll chuck on the laser sight because I prefer the Pip-Boy flashlight in most cases. You get a choice between semi and fully auto. We want fully auto, we'll leave that as is. And you can change this thing's caliber to 10mm if you want this thing to strangely use different ammo but hit at the same strength as a 5.56 round, so that's interesting. And of course, with these mod weapons, there's usually a damage modifier in here somewhere, so you can go from plus 25% to all the way up to 3 times damage. We'll leave that as is, and of course the supplementary legendary modifier slot here, which we can chuck on any legendaries we want, but we'll leave it as is for now as we get into Gunner's Plaza. So let's hop to it, shall we? Okay, so here we are in Gunner's Plaza, so we'll get right into shooting these gunners, and you can go ahead and observe all of the cool animations the modder put on this weapon, starting off with the reload, since I've expended 1 round from my mag. Yeah, definitely a cool reload there, so always a fan of good reload animations done right. This one isn't too over the top or anything, so I'm a big fan of it. So in terms of performance, this thing is doing sneak attack crits here, so obviously it's going to be hitting a lot harder than it would usually. But the recoil is nice and easy to manage, which is good. And, oh, what's a Deadeye Gauss rifle? Nice. Nice drop. Don't need to pick up ammo. Force a habit there. We'll go ahead and shoot these turrets down. There we go. Again, that 60 round magazine is going to help us shoot longer. And, yeah, the rate of fire on this weapon isn't too bad. It's around about on par with your standard sort of assault rifle shooting speed, but again, you're going to be doing a little bit more damage with it, so a little bit faster time to kill with these gunners, which is nice because some of them have quite damaging weapons and you want to drop them before they can drop you. So the hip fire on this weapon actually doesn't look too good, which is uncharacteristically bad for pull-up weapons, which as far as I know usually have better hip fire. At least they do on Battlefield, and that's all I really know about this thing. But yeah, so that aside, this thing is still performing very well, and I think I just got a double kill there due to, I think that was Bloody Mess with the explosion and killing an extra person. Oh, that gunner's got a Gatling laser, we'll have none of that. And we'll go ahead and spray this gunner down. Provided you are at close range, the hip fire is not going to penalize you too much. And the mod has gone ahead and chucked in the reload animation in third person too, so that's always a good thing. And again, the animations for this weapon also include the foregrip in first person, just like the Krebs AK, which is really good attention to detail. A couple of the modern weapons mod don't have that going for them, but it's understandable when they're doing or when they're making and porting heaps of weapons at the same time. It's a little harder to keep track of just the one weapon. But for a singular weapon mod, with the attention to detail that it is very impressive, and it sets the bar high. The Krebs AK and this have been very, very good weapons to use. Even though I haven't killed any monsters with them yet, you can tell that this thing is going to be damaging them just fine, and it actually appears that this thing fires faster in third person. That's strange. We'll peek around this corner and shoot at that turret there. One more turret to go. We can easily just run around the corner and spray it down, and that is Gunner's Plaza cleared. So definitely a very good contender, right on par with the handmade rifle. So if you want to go ahead and balance your game, this is a good weapon for that too. So definitely a very recommended one so far, but let's test it against some monsters to see its true potential. Okay, here's Swan. Let's kill him with an AUG and see how far we can go. So we're not attacking at night now, so chances are our stealth won't last as long as usual, but we'll go ahead and try to keep on stealth critting him anyway. Looks like we've done a good job so far, taking about a third of his health down. This thing moves quite fast, even when aiming down sights and backpedaling when crouched, so that's something good. Characteristically, bullpup weapons have a fast movement speed when you're aiming down sights anyway from Battlefield games, so it's good that they kept that sort of property going here. Even though they're completely different games, it feels a little bit familiar, even though I'm used to playing Battlefield with the controller. Alright, now that he's close, we'll go ahead and use this thing in VATS. So we're getting about 4 shots there, so it's nothing too great, but I'm sure if we'll go ahead and chuck on a scope on this weapon, it will get even less. So this is probably the best optimization for VATS without making it too incredibly light. But there you go, that was it killing Swan, so a very good stealthy weapon, as most automatic suppressed weapons are. Let's move on to something else, and we'll chuck on a legendary effect too. Okay, with the 2-shot effect on this, we effectively double the damage because there is no standard receiver for this weapon. It's either one or the other, which does the exact same damage. So, yeah, we're doubling the damage. Let's test this out against the Wendigo and see how we go. So obviously the recoil is going to be higher, the gun is jumping around a little bit, and while we aren't constantly staggering him like we would with a more rate of fire based weapon like a Gatling laser, we're doing a pretty good job on him. And while we won't sneak attack critting him the entire time, we're still doing a respectable job in terms of damage. Although the Wendigo is kind of squishy, I don't think I actually put a mag in just that reload. He only has about 15,000 health, so less than half of Swan's health, so that's cool. But looks like the local insect population has decided to get involved in this fight, which is kind of cool. But as he's getting close, we got a good shot in his face. We'll try to wreck his dead ghoulish facial features. And with a crit there, we can do heaps of damage to it. So his face isn't going to last much longer. One more crit should do him in, and there he goes. So if you've got a lucky weapon, or this thing and lucky might be actually very good, judging from that critical attack there. Looks like some ghoulish minions are trying to attack us. We'll finish them off nice and quickly. And we might as well do a bit of pest control too. So come back here, you fat little piece of shit. There we go. Took him out. Hatchling, we should be able to one-shot that bloke. And a vampiric blood bug. I hate vampires, so you can die, mate. There you go. Now there should just be one bloatfly left, and I've appeared to forget where my mag is. Hold on, let's just try and... Do I get it back? There it is. Okay, we found the mag again, now we can shoot properly. So, he thinks he's gotten away, but let's see what a crit has to say about that. That's one dead bloatfly. Alright, we'll try one more monster and one more legendary effect. Alright, so here we are. Looks like we're going to face a cataclysmic Myalert King, so should be a pretty good fight. Now, this thing's criticals, the critical damage of this thing, I should say, was pretty impressive when we faced the Wendigo back there, so I've gone ahead and chucked on the critical effect there, and it'll allow us to do 3 times damage on our criticals, so it's 1 up from lucky, so that's pretty good. We'll go ahead and crit him now. We've got a sneak attack crits going at the same time, so I think we're slightly out of range on this weapon because we aren't doing that much damage, but as he crawls closer to us, we should be able to see the true damage potential of this as we get that cool cinematic bullet flying through the air with the crits. One more to go. And now we're good. So now we're out of action points, out of shots. We'll go ahead and just shoot him without the use of VATS in real time, and hopefully he won't be able to follow us. Got that suppressor attached to our gun, so we're nice and sneaky. I think we can get away with going right back to where we were and shooting him a bit from up here. If we need, we'll slip down, but I don't think that'll be necessary. I think we can finish him off in VATS now as we go for a reload in VATS. One crit. I don't think we might be able to finish him off. We'll try, we'll get as best as we can. Not quite, but the mysterious stranger has gotten himself involved, so hopefully he'll shoot. Wasn't watching the health bar there, so I'm not sure if he did any damage at all, but it wasn't really that noticeable. We are in danger now, which means one shot will probably end us, so we've got to keep careful of that. Got a full action point bar now, so we've got another 4 shots if he comes too close. I'm pretty sure we'll use them well. Out of crits except for 1 right now, so we will only get 1 really good shot at him, but if 4-leaf clover procs and we're able to do another crit, I think we should be fine. There's another crit, there we go. And 4-leaf clover has definitely saved our life there. Being able to pull crits out of your ass like that is really good when it comes to fighting these monsters, I can tell you that much. So that is about it for this giant Myler glowing dude over here, and that is about it for the AUG or the AUG. So if you'd like this weapon, be sure to check out the description so you can have it in your game. If you'd like to experiment with some of my created legendary effects, be sure to head down to the description too, there shall be a link to that as well. And yeah, thank you for watching, guys.